Welcome, guys, to Marnie's TV. Tonight, we're going to be basically discussing Underground. Tonight's episode was a little bit different of a format. I'm sorry, I'm Denise. My partner in crime is Mary. Mary, say hi.
Hi.
I'm like, yes, let's jump right into it.
No, let's go.
This episode was a little bit different formats. It was a singular performance by Aisha Hines, who plays Harriet Tubman. And when I say she gave a stellar performance, bravo, kudos, and all of that, she slayed this episode. And I mean, it was a really difficult task that they asked her to perform, which is to captivate the audience and keep us engrossed in the conversation for 50 minutes or, to an hour, all by herself.
It's amazing.
It really was. I mean, and then basically the name of the episode was Minty, and it goes through Harriet Tubman's life and how she got set on the path of being an abolitionist and rescuing slaves. It started with her early on. She was really rebellious, and she just didn't want to be a behaved slave. She wanted to be free. She wanted to taste that freedom. She desired it more than anything. And so, she just wasn't with the status quo. Like, a lot of the slaves were like, behave and do whatever it is to stay on master's good side, be quiet, and do as you're told. And when she was giving her speech, she kind of talked about how, she gave an example, and she told this story where she was hired out to this woman to work. And so while she was working, she was cleaning, and the woman came back to inspect her work, and it was not up to her standard. And so she beat her. And so then Minty went back and redid it. She got the broom. She swept it. She did the best she could.
Wow.
And yet when the woman came back, she beat her again. And she's like, okay, well, I got the broom again, and I swept it again. And I'm just like, it wasn't about that. It wasn't about the fact that her work was anything less than stellar, because I'm sure it was much better than any of them would have done. But it was about breaking her. It was about putting her in her place and making her feel less than. And so while she was trying her best to please her and do the work to her standards, it was just like, no, that isn't even what it's about. And so she was saying to she's giving this speech to a lot of other abolitionists, white, it was some black, they were all there. Elizabeth was there. And she's giving them the speech and letting them know, look, we're doing good work, yes, but we need to do more. And so then she goes into the portion of the conversation where she's basically saying that one of the other abolitionists is saying that he wants to go to war. And the crowd gets in a ruckus, and, they're all upset by this, and they're calling him a traitor and a deserter. And she's like, look, what he said made sense. Where in any place do they use religion to keep you enslaved?
Wow.
Where else do they beat you and say, basically it's for your own good. We doing this, They just use all the tools against you to make you feel like you're indebted to them, like they truly. Well, how they use religion to.
Oh yeah.
Basically say, oh yeah, you got to be good to the slave master and obey your slave master, and running away is a sin. Like, wait. So, and then she also moves into a part of her speech where she says that raping one's body and killing people and beating people are all acts of war.
Wow.
And it has been forever. And I'm like, you're so right. Where else but in America could you rape someone and nothing happened to you?
Come on.
Where could you beat someone and nothing happened to you? Just because of the color of their skin.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't, I mean, and so it's just, there were so many valid points that the whole speech was timeless because you can apply it to today. Where else are they shooting people down, shooting people in the middle of the street for not turning on a turning signal or not having on their seatbelt or whatever have you? They're being executed and gunned down, and nothing happens to them. I mean, it was so moving. And then also, like I said, kudos to her. It was a brilliant performance. As she was telling the story, it was like, I don't know if the spirit of Harriet Tubman came on her or what, but she was like she was retelling and reliving these things right there before our eyes. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
It really was. So
I really like the way that Underground does that. How they'll have something that was historical, but frame it in a way where it's like, wait a minute, they are literally talking about what happened in 2016. Like, it's so genius because it's so relevant, yet it's still historical at the same time. I just love that about Underground. So go on. Sorry.
No, I mean, really, that was what the episode was about. And another thing that I love about Underground is that while other television and movies, they're erasing Black women from history. It is a crime against humanity.
Yeah.
And Underground is giving them their voice, giving us Harriet Tubman, giving us Sojourner Truth, and just giving us the words and empowerment for women. And more people need to watch this show. Like,
definitely.
I mean, it really is. It's really amazing, what they're doing. But back to her discussion, and she basically tells them, like, you're against going to war, but what they're doing to us is war. It already is. He just called it by its name, and he's just basically being real and down to the nitty gritty. This is what's going on. Every day you're under attack. You're under attack because of the color of your skin. And you don't want to fight. You don't want to push up against that. You helping to get some people free. Yes. But until we all free, have we really achieved anything?
Right.
As long as slavery is still going on, we haven't did anything. We haven't achieved our goal. And it actually made me think of, I don't know if I really want, what, I'll go ahead and say it because nobody's watching right now anyway. I remember listening to, I forgot what conference they were at, but Jesse Jackson was up to speak. And Farrakhan was going to speak after him.
Oh, yeah.
And so Jesse says, we as Black people are winning. And the camera cut to Farrakhan, and he had the same look on his face that I had on mine, because I'm like,
was that in 88 when he was running for president? When Jesse Jackson was running for president?
I don't know if this was when he was running for president. Okay, I can't remember what it was. I can go back and look it up. But how are we winning?
We're still not even human to them yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, we just at the beginning of the struggle. Like, what have we won? And I mean, her speech when she was saying, like, she's like, we're doing great work, but it's not enough.
It's not.
You know, you have to do more. I require more of me. God required more from me. And he requires more from you.
Man.
Because they were happy with, oh, we got 50 to freedom. Oh, we got, this many to free. No. We're not happy until we all free. And we can all live in peace and harmony together. Because as we know, slavery has been abolished a while now. I mean, it ain't been that long. But
yeah.
But we still not free.
Mm-hmm.
We still not living in harmony together. I mean, it just was, I feel like everybody needs to see this episode. Like, it was really great. And it resonated with me in so many ways.
Man.
We really did. But yeah. So that was the episode. I mean, it wasn't much by the way of plot.
Right.
I mean, I felt like we needed it. I felt like we needed to hear the story, even though we, for the most part, know the story of Harriet Tubman. But, like, I mean, the way she brought it to life, it was just amazing.
Man.
So, Perry, is there anything you wanted to add? I'm sorry, I went off.
Oh, no. I'm just co-signing on all the things that you talked about. Harriet Tubman is a fascinating character. A lot of these people that worked for human rights, I think about Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, like, what was their personal life like? Were they just working all the time? I feel like when God puts that call on your life, that's the first thing you think about when you wake up. It's the last thing you think about before you go to bed. And she is an amazing, fascinating woman. I just wish that more people really appreciated her, Just amazing.
So and the other thing I wanted to mention was she also talked about what she wanted to get out of it and her selfishness. And she just wanted to save herself and her family. But God said, no, you need to think bigger than that. And it's how she gave the story about how she went back for her husband, but he decided to stay with this new woman he had taken up household with. And she felt slighted, as any person would. I don't even want to say any woman. I mean, had a woman done the same thing to her husband, he ran off to get freedom, and you just moved on with some guy, and then when he came back for you, you didn't go. I mean, anyone would feel that way. But she just wanted.
Well, and more than that, like, just staying a slave. Like, bring your boo with you. Like, we're gonna be free. Like,
thank you. We can fight when we get to freedom.
You just gonna stay a slave today. Okay. Either way, I don't get it.
But her point in telling the story was that she was thinking too small, and she was being selfish. And God was showing her, no, you don't stop there. What about all of these people in slavery, Like when he sent Moses, he didn't say, go get your family.
That's
He
right.
said, tell them to let my people go.
All of them.
Like, I mean, this is what we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to cut it off there because I could talk about this forever. This episode, like I said, was great. It was phenomenal. So, Mary, where can they find you on social media?
I am at Simply the Worst. I tweet mostly just live tweet TV shows that I'm watching, but I would love for you guys to at me and let me know what you thought of the episode. Let's join the conversation, like the Pepsi commercial said. So let's do that.
And you can find me at Forever Sam Sadie's. As always, thank you guys for watching and have a great night. Bye.
Bye.